The CDL Dial-A-Ride Bus Pre-Trip Inspection, the most important procedure a driver must complete before beginning a trip. It's critical for the safety of your passengers and protection of your equipment. Here's how you do it. Check your seatbelt. Be sure the belt is not ripped or frayed. Check that it's securely fastened and adjust properly, and that the assembly is securely mounted. Check the accelerator and the brake pedal to be sure they are free from obstructions, bindings, and strange noises. Be sure to tell the tester that the transmission is in park and the parking brake is engaged. Now start the vehicle. Check the dashboard to be sure that the ABS light illuminates and then turns off. With the engine running, pump the brake pedal 3 times and hold it down for 5 seconds. Be sure to tell the tester that the brake pedal should not move during the 5-second test. The pedal should not drop. Check the heater and the defroster to be sure that the fans are working. Demonstrate that the wipers operate smoothly, are secure, are not damaged, and that the windshield washer operates correctly. Check the windshield and the mirrors. Be sure they are clean with no illegal stickers, no obstructions or damage to the glass, that the mirrors are clean, properly adjusted, and that they do not have any cracks or damage that impair vision. Check the gauges, be sure they are in working order. The engine must be running. Demonstrate that the horn works. Activate and inform the tester that the left and right turn signal dash lights work. Check the 4-way emergency flasher dash lights, and be sure that the high beam inside light works. Demonstrate for the tester that the high beams, low beams, left and right turn signal, and 4-way flashers are working properly. Also check the clearance lights, be sure that they are clean, working, and not missing or broken. Check the exterior mirrors. Be sure that they are securely mounted, not cracked or broken, not missing any nuts or bolts, and that they are clean and properly adjusted. Check the windshield wipers for damage. Be sure that they are secure. Check the tires. Be sure there are no abrasions, bumps, or cuts. Check for signs of tread separation and for proper inflation. Using a tire gauge, check the tread depth. It should be at least 4/32 in all major grooves. Check the rims. There should be no dents in the flange or have any cracks or illegal welds. Be sure that the valve stem is not missing, broken, or damaged. Check the lug nuts. Be sure that they are not missing, that they are secure, and that they show no signs of rust trails. Check the hub oil axle seal. Be sure it has no leaks and that it is at the proper level. Check the steering box. Be sure it is securely mounted to the frame. Be sure there are no leaks and that there are no missing nuts, bolts, or cotter keys. Check the steering linkage. Identify for the tester the pitman arm, drag link, and the tie rods. Be sure there are no cracks or worn connecting arms and rods from the steering box to the wheels. The joints and sockets should not be loose or worn, and there should be no missing nuts, bolts, or cotter keys. Check that the torque arms, torsion bars, or other types of suspension stabilizing parts are not cracked or broken. Be sure that it is securely mounted with no loose or missing bolts or mounting parts. Check the springs. Be sure they are secure, not missing, broken, or cracked. Check the shock absorber. It should be secure with no cracks or leaks. Check the mounts and hangers. Be sure they are not missing, cracked, or broken. Check that the bushings are not excessively worn, damaged, or missing. Be sure that the U-bolts are secure and are not missing, damaged, or loose. Check the brake linings. They should have a minimum thickness of 1/4 inch. Be sure that they have no cracks, missing, or loose parts. There should be no holes or grease or oil visible on the drums. The drum should have no cracks, grooves, or dents. Check the hoses and lines. Be sure that the hose couplings or fittings are securely connected and are not leaking. The hoses should not be cracked, worn, or frayed. They should not be rubbing, leaking, or have any cuts. Be sure that they are not worn and that there are no audible or visual leaks. Check the frame. Be sure it has no cracks, bends, loose or missing bolts, or cracks in the cross members. Check the drive shaft to be sure it is not cracked or bent, that it is securely mounted, and that it is not missing any nuts, bolts, and that there are no debris in the U-joints and that they are lubricated. Check the reflectors. Be sure that they aren't missing and that they are functioning properly. Check the tires. There should be no abrasions, bumps, or cuts. Check for signs of tread separation and for proper inflation. Using a tire gauge, check the tread depth. It should be at least 2 30-seconds in all major grooves. Be sure that the valve stem is not missing, broken, or damaged. Check the rims. There should be no dents in the flange or have any cracks or illegal welds. There should be no cracks radiating from the lug bolt holes. Look at the dual tires. Be sure that they are not touching and there is no debris caught in between them. Check the springs. Be sure they are secure, not missing, broken, cracked, and that the leaves have not shifted. Check the shock absorber. It should be secure with no cracks or leaks. Check the mounts and hangers. Be sure that they are not missing, cracked, or broken. Check that the bushings are not excessively worn, damaged, or missing. Be sure that the U-bolts are secure and are not missing, damaged, or loose. Check the axle seal. Be sure it has no leaks and has a proper fluid level. Check the lug nuts. They should not be missing. Be sure there are no signs of rust trails or shiny threads visible. Check the mud flaps. Be sure they are securely mounted, not excessively damaged, and extend down at least to the center of the axle. Check the fuel tank cap. Be sure it is tight. Check the fuel tank to be sure it is securely mounted, it's not missing any nuts or bolts or mounting parts, and that the lines are not leaking. Check the exhaust system for signs of exhaust leaks, such as rust or carbon soot. Check for cracks or holes or severe dents. Check the exhaust system is securely mounted and tightly connected with no loose or missing nuts, bolts, clamps, or mounting brackets. Check the lights and reflectors. Be sure they are not missing and that they are functioning properly. Check the windshield wiper. It should be in good condition and operate properly. Check the rear axle and the rear suspension on the curb side of the vehicle, the same as the driver's side. As you check the rear and the sides of the vehicle, be sure that all compartment doors are closed and secure. Check the passenger lift. Be sure it is secure, not damaged, leaking, or missing parts. Be sure the lift is retracted and securely latched. The rubber around the doors should be pliable and not cracked or damaged. You must explain to the tester how to operate the lift. Check the front axle and the front suspension on the curb side of the vehicle the same as you would on the driver's side. This is a good opportunity to be able to mention anything that you may have missed on the other side. Check the lights and reflectors. Be sure they're not missing and that they are functioning properly. Check for fluid leaks on the ground, such as puddles of oil, coolant, or fuel. Check for dripping fluids on the underside of the engine and the transmission. Check the engine hose clamps for leaks and that hoses show no signs of cuts or cracks. There should be no bulges or abrasive damage from rubbing against other parts. Be sure that the water pump is securely mounted. All the hoses should be secure with no cuts, cracks, or leaks. Check the power steering level. Be sure it is sufficient. The alternator should be securely mounted and working. There should be no missing nuts or bolts. Check the battery. It should be securely attached with no leaks or corrosion. Check the transmission and oil fluid levels. Be sure it is sufficient. Check the coolant level. Be sure it is sufficient. Check the belts. The belts should not be cracked, frayed, or show signs of loose fibers. They should not be excessively worn with proper tension. The proper tension should be between 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch. Identify where the windshield washer reservoir is located and the washer fluid line is above the refill mark. Check the entry doors. Be sure they are not damaged and that they operate smoothly. Be sure that they close securely from the inside, the handrails are secure, and the hinges are secure with seals pliable and intact. Be sure the entry steps are clear, that the tread is not excessively worn or loose, and that the step lights are working. Nothing should be blocking the aisleway. Check to be sure the fire extinguisher is present, properly charged, and securely mounted. Check that the emergency first aid kit and the body fluid cleanup kit is present. Demonstrate to the tester that you know where the circuit breakers or the fuses are located. You must demonstrate that you know where the 3 reflective triangles are. Check the passenger seating. The seat frame should not be broken and the frame should be firmly attached to the floor. Be sure the seat cushions are securely attached to the seat frames. Be sure to point out all of the emergency exits. You must demonstrate for the tester how one of them works. Secure your seatbelt. Repeat the safety start. Place the transmission in gear and try to accelerate against a parking brake. The vehicle should not move. Place the transmission in gear. Release the parking brake. Drive the vehicle forward and apply the surface brake. Note any pull to one side or the other and any grabbing or strange noises.